Hey Aquarius, welcome to your April read. I need to put you down in order to shuffle, so I'm just going to put the mic down. You'll still hear me babbling on, but it'll sound very different, distant, even, very, can't get my words out, very distant. So I'll pick the mic up as soon as I finish shuffling and we'll begin the read, so please be patient. I'm going to take a drink before I start talking properly as well. Okay, interesting. I know my camera doesn't show what I'm doing, but one of the cards just jumped and flipped and went all over, which is pretty cool. Jumped out at you. Sorry guys, you'll probably hear my son. Woo! Okay, 1, 2, 3. He is playing by the side of us, making a mess. Oh, thank you. Okay, guys. Let's move the wire. Okay, so our first card is the Hunter. Now, quite a few signs have had this. You're my first air sign. But basically it says track down your fears and desires. For this, I think you need to really have a think on what is something you want or something that you're doing out of a fear. For example, we might think that we want to stay exactly where we are, like not go out and socialize because it's more comfortable, but it's a fear because we're worried that we might be too overwhelmed or exhausted, or what if the people we're going out don't like us? You know, we can place any fears on the reason as to why we're not doing something. Rune, stop getting everything out, please. These are fears, and so we might say, well, I just want to stay at home. I don't really want to see anybody. But that's not the actual truth. So the idea with this is by separating what is preventing you from movement, that is a fear, and what is a desire, what do you actually want? And I think by doing this, you really do narrow down whether or not something is just preventing you from movement, again, because you're scared of the outcome. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So our first cards, we have the Creator in reverse and God is in charge. With the Creator in reverse, I feel like this can have you feeling as though everything is not within your control. Now this card, I feel, is admitting that at this time you cannot control the situation. Now the card that's paired with this is God is in charge, which means like what's happening is happening for a reason. It also means that things will work out. You just kind of have to, it's like ride the train sort of thing. Have faith that things will work out. The Creator in reverse, I do feel like stop trying to force things to happen. And again, this is a time for you to realize that is your need for control literally the fear of letting go, and what that could implicate for you. Now the next card is This is Your Life's Purpose, which again is another card in that deck that signifies you're on the right path and things are going to work out. This is happening for a reason. Both of those cards typically have that in their description. This is the one that jumped out at you, is the Seven of Wands in reverse. Now again, I do feel again this is a bit of submitting, of allowing, submitting, can't get my words out, to kind of just letting go and allow what will be to be. I feel as though you cannot, in this column, take action. It's all about kind of taking inventory and again working on self. And kind of understanding why you feel the way you feel. Again, if you are struggling and going through a lot of things, it's going to bring up a lot of big feelings, and to feel them is okay. In fact, that is exactly what you're supposed to do. it is a time where you may be feeling as though you don't have a lot of courage to go on, but you need to realize, yes, you do. You've gone through things just as bad before, if not worse. This is just one of those things to go through. That's what I felt like saying. Okay, so interesting, the next keyword is exactly that. It's shed the old skin. So you are going through a transformation. When we go through transformations, sometimes it can be really, really, really overwhelming, all the things that are happening around us, because things have to change. And the astrology at the moment and the general energy universally is about change. It's about dropping things that no longer serve us, coming into a valuable spot where we are living authentically based on what we as an individual value. And that's what's happening for you at the moment, which means things that are dropping away, it probably needs to, in order for you to become who you are becoming, in order for you to actually make the decisions you need to make moving forward. The first card with this is a favorable outcome. This is the third card in a row that says you're on the right path, you're on the right track, things are going well, they're going to work out. Favorable outcome means it's exactly what you're desiring and where you want to be, even if you cannot see it right now. This is paired with Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I would say that in terms of family, in terms of generosity, and I feel as though you may have felt previously quite abundant, as though you are able to achieve anything you put your heart to. I feel like at the moment that you are feeling the opposite of that. Now, the fact that this is paired with a favorable outcome, it's like there's lessons and things and growth here for you. So this is just a moment where you need to feel these things. And I keep touching on feeling like you need to experience what you're experiencing in order to come to certain realizations. The next cards are the Three of Cups in reverse, and ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation. There are a lot of people around you that support you. And I think you need to, it's kind of acknowledging that you are always supported. I get this sense of you feeling like you always do everything alone, you have to. That's the control that I'm feeling here, like you have to control the situation. You have to be the one in charge, the one making decisions. And I feel like that is a shift in you, that the kind of programming that you've built within yourself from your life experiences, that is dropping away from you. The Three of Cups in reverse, I would say again, I feel like it's just a hard time for you, actually. It's just, I'm actually really rushing through your reading, not because I want to, but it's literally all saying the same thing. I just feel like this is a struggling time for you. So realize that you can lean on others, and there are the others there to support you in the shape of family and friends. And understand that you don't have to be strong in the way that you think is strong. And by being vulnerable and open is what heals bridges that need to be healed. I don't know why I said that, so that hopefully that's relevant for you. This is reverse, it's arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. This is a time for you to be ensuring that you are taking care of your energy. Specifically when we go through struggles, it's really hard. Now, a general energy that I am getting in the air at the moment that I'm noticing, because I notice patterns of how how energy is affecting people. It's just a natural ability that I do. And I realized that most people are struggling at the moment, and most people are kind of showing signs of depression, instinctively, avoiding a lot of things, and feeling at a loss at what to do, and feeling lack of help and hope. So the fact that this is a general energy, I feel it's very supportive in the fact that we're all going through the same sort of things in our own individual way. But that means that it is a time where we need to be shielding our energy, making sure that we are doing the spiritual work that helps protect us from the outside, and what influences us. Because we have here the Five of Cups and decide to be happy now, which means you are focusing on the negative, and you're allowing that to kind of victimize yourself. This is exactly what it's telling you not to do. It's like, don't let that happen. And if you were shielding yourself well enough that wouldn't be able to happen, This is what I'm feeling like the message is for you. So I'm sorry if it feels a little bit like tough love. Decide to be happy now is exactly that you have all that you need within this moment, if not more. It's kind of saying like stop looking for future, stop looking ahead, stop waiting for answers above you. It's here with you now, and to kind of see the gratitudes and the things that you have in your life that a lot of people don't. I actually feel like this for you because you're feeling this sense of lack and this loss, and having to leave something behind as well. You need to come to a place where you feel the gratitudes that this next part in your journey is bringing, but also all that you have learnt this far and all that you've had. But I do feel like you are leaving something behind. And again, I feel like your drive needs to be moving towards exactly what brings you happiness right now. Okay, so sense of humor, definitely need to be seeing the light side of things. Stop being so serious. And again, we have this habit of focusing on the negative rather than actually appreciating the positives. And this card comes to say that everybody is coming from a place of love. So even though we don't understand other people's way of being or the way that people think or what they're doing, it's understanding that they are coming from a place that is maybe honorable to themselves, and that's what we all are trying to do. We're all trying to do our best. That's kind of what the sense of humor card means. It's seeing the light-hearted side of things and stop taking everything so seriously. Now, if you are struggling, it means no matter what anyone else says to you, if you sense there's criticism within it, you will be very sensitive to that. But that is you, not what they are saying, not what they are feeling, and that's what I feel with that card for you. It's paired with the Five of Wands. Now, this card typically can say that you are being very defensive or feeling like there's an attack. It might mean that other people are being a little insensitive to your feel. But as I felt the need to be a bit tough lovey with you up there, that may be exactly what other people are feeling that they need to offer you during this time. So with that saying, like when somebody offers tough love, I don't typically, I won't say that. But when it comes down to tough love, sometimes people feel like they enable you when they tell you, it's okay, you're doing your best, rather than saying, all right, you've done your best, but let's get moving because you're wallowing in self-pity right now. Now, when you are wallowing in self-pity, you'll take that as an attack, when that's saying, it's just someone loving you, nudging you, saying, come on, pick yourself up, let's get going, you know. So I do think be conscious on how you take criticism and who it's coming from. Technically, you should know. For example, if I was to criticize my brothers, I think we are kind of a bit of a tough love kind of people sometimes anyway. With just me and my brothers, because I grew up with boys. We know that it's coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of judgment. At least I believe that. I hope that they would believe that they would see it that way. But you know what I'm saying? It's because the love is there, the family is there. But we see things a little bit differently for them. We want the best for them. And if they're not doing the right things for themselves, we can get a bit of tough love saying, what are you doing? Sort yourself out. And it's not us judging them, but it's us trying to help them in a way. And that's what I think that you need to think on, and where the who rather than the what they're saying. But pay attention to what they're saying, because there's constructive criticism there. Take note of intuitive messages. This is the moon. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. I apologize. I've been cuddling my cat, so I always get itchy nose and that when I cuddle my cat. The moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So definitely we've had a kind of listen to your dreams coming through a lot, and I've had some very vivid dreams that have again reflected my real life, which does not tend to happen in my dreams. I usually have like fantasy dreams, or really awesome ones. I'm never like who I am in this life in my dreams. So when I do, it's very strange for me, and I feel like kind of like, whoa, that was a bit weird, even though that's probably normal for normal people. Anyway, so take note of any messages you might be having in your dreams, but also trust your instincts. I feel like you know actually what it is you want and desire, but again, the noise of negative thinking and intrusive thoughts can cloud our judgments if we don't check in with ourselves. Keep your eyes on the intended target. And the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is a card that can insinuate, basically make you feel trapped. I'm really struggling with my words today. Make you feel trapped. But the thing is, like, in the Eight of Swords, she's blindfolded and she is kind of bounded by really loose bandages, right? And also the swords surrounding her, she could walk forward and she'll be free from the restraints that she feels are there. But she knows she's surrounded by swords, but she can't see them. She's blindfolded and she's unaware of the dangers around her because she's blindfolded. She's making up all these scenarios in her head. Now, this is typically something that a lot of us do. We can kind of think that we're worse off than what we actually are, and that's what I definitely feel is a theme for you, Aquarius, in this whole reading, is that you feel like you're a lot worse off than you actually are. And I feel like I need you to come to and keep your eyes on the intended target. What is it that you desire? Because in the beginning we've been separating the fears from the desires, so by this point I need you to know, right? And you need to keep that in line of sight and aim for that, because you can have all that you desire, but it starts with making sure that we get rid of that bad and invite the good towards that favorable outcome. Now, the next cards and the final cards we have, hi little bug, hello, is go forward fearlessly. And this is what we had in the beginning. This is another card that says you're on the right path. Go forward, everything's going to work out. It is a favorable outcome card as well. It's with the 10 of Swords in reverse, which to me means that there's going to be a lot of beginnings. You are going to leave things behind. It's giving me death card vibes of letting go of the old and inviting the new, which we had shed the old skin as well. Go forward fearlessly means release all of those worries and stresses. Again, you're tracking down your fears. So if something scares you, it's likely because that's exactly what you need to be doing and it's uncomfortable. This is not a time to be getting comfortable and staying comfortable anymore. It's a time for embracing the things that make us uncomfortable because it's exciting, but it's unknowing. We don't know where it's taking us, and that's kind of scary. I would definitely say it's an emotional time for you. You are definitely going to be going up and down with your emotions on, and that's a good thing. If you pay attention to it, you can really see what you want based on how it makes you feel and what you don't want based on how it makes you feel. So definitely pay attention, Aquarius. I hope this made sense to you. It feels very constructive, as though you're really taking on these steps towards something greater than what you have right now. But again, focus on what makes you happy now. Don't look too far ahead in the future. It definitely feels like one step at a time for now, towards what it is that you desire. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next month.